So in my previous video, I upgraded the RAM on my Alienware M15 R7 because I was having issues in DaVinci Resolve with running low on storage, memory storage, and I thought that would fix it. I ordered and put in 64 gigs of memory into this Alienware M15 R7 from Crucial. 5200 speeds, and the memory's been working good, but it's not the memory that I found out that was the issue. It's the other types of memory, your storage. And so I ordered this, the XPG GAMMIX S70 Blade Gen 4 SSD drive. This is a 2 terabyte drive, so this 2 terabyte drive will be even bigger than the main drive that I have that came with my Alienware M15 R7 with Windows 11 installed. And I got this on Amazon for about, I believe it was $124.99. It was one of the cheapest out of the super fast Gen 4 drive. This S70 Blade from XPG has read speeds of up to 7,400 megabits, I believe, and write speeds of 6,600, which is as fast as the Samsung Evo 990 Pro, I believe, but a lot cheaper. Initially, I was going to order the Western Digital, which was also had the same speeds as this Samsung. I can't remember the name of it, but it's the Western Digital Black 850, I believe. It didn't have the Amazon Prime delivery, so it wouldn't have arrived until about like May 12 or 13, which is like a week later, and I needed the storage right away so I can finish that video on DaVinci. Because normally when I buy storage or RAM, I always consider Samsung, Western Digital, and Kingston. The Kingston one was too expensive, and it also wouldn't arrive on time, so I decided upon the XPG. I've never heard of XPG in the beginning, and I looked further into it, and I found out XPG, if you guys haven't also heard of XPG, is from ADATA. It's ADATA's gaming and tech enthusiast line, from what I've read. And it comes with a 5-year warranty. So that's why I got it. It was cheaper. It's from a known brand, and it comes with a 5-year warranty. So this is the retail box of the XPG S70 Blade. It says right here, works with PS5s. It's one of the few memory cards that works with PS5s. And here up top are some of your features. On the sides, it's just a name. And then here on the back is looks like some specifications or something. And then here are your read speed, max performance. You can see right there. Pause that and read it for yourself. And let's open this up and see what comes in the box. So we had some tape right on the sides. After you cut the tape, it says over here on the side of the flap, game to the extreme. So inside the box, there's this, I don't know what this thing is right here. There's some kind of stuff right there in writing. But here is the actual SSD NVMe drive right there. You get the optional heat spreader right here to install onto your memory modules right there, if you don't have one. I believe the Alienware had one, and that's probably the one I'm going to use if I can still reuse it. If not, then I will put this in. So yeah, that's about it. It doesn't even come with instruction. I think there was a QR code somewhere. Yeah, there should be a QR code right here that you can scan for installation, and it's covered up by this sticker. So that's that. Let's go ahead and install this onto the Alienware M15 R7. Just so this video don't take too long, I've already explained how to remove the bottom cover of this in the previous video. So if you guys don't know how to remove the bottom cover, go watch that video, and let's get to this. So when I got my Alienware and I opened it up for the first time, it already came with these heat spreaders right here. And these are like copper heat spreaders. They're pretty good. So here is the Crucial RAM memory that I installed. See, they're 32 gigabyte sticks, SODIMM, DDR5 5200. I believe this is the original SSD drive right here. And it says it right here, SSD 1, yeah. And then right here on the other side, you see it says SSD 2. And this is the one that we're going to have to remove. This is the Sabrent drive that I took out of my Gigabyte Aero 15 OLED because I had videos and other projects and files on this hard drive that I wanted to put into the Alienware. So basically, the issue with Resolve is because it has something to do with something called render cache, and it uses up your storage drive for that. So both of these SSD drives, they're both 1 terabyte, but I only have like 500 gigs or a little bit less than 500 gigs remaining on this one. And on this one, I probably only have like 90 gigs left. So that's why I'm doing this upgrade, because this drive right here is going to be the drive for the DaVinci Resolve files, and it's going to be used for the render cache, this 2 terabyte drive. So if you guys are having issues in DaVinci Resolve with your hard drive space running really low and then DaVinci shutting down or starting to crash, there are a few videos I could put in the description that'll help you out, as it helped me out. But let's get this installation done. So we have this one screw right here holding down the SSD drive, and it's probably a different size screw than from what I used on the cover, but it looks like it's working, so I'm just gonna go with it. I thought I would have to change screw heads, but I guess not. So these types of screws are very easy to lose, and you see it's a really small, let's put it down here, very small screw. And hopefully I can still reuse this heat spreader, because I think this heat spreader is probably better than the one that comes with the ADATA or the XPG one. There's another screw right here that I forgot to mention, and actually I forgot myself, so let's remove this screw. And both screws look like they're the same size. Now we can remove this. So this is the see, the heat spreader that comes with the Alienware. And I don't even think it needed that, because the Sabrent already had one right here, which I wasn't even paying attention to in the when I first put this on. So here is my Sabrent Rocket SSD drive. This is, I think, a Gen 3 drive, but it was still pretty fast. See, and it's still 1 terabyte. Heat spreader, let's see. Look like it's a black anodized aluminum heat spreader. And then compare that with the heat spreader that comes with the Alienware, which is like copper. And you can probably tell which one I'm going to use, right? This has a sticker right here, as did the Alienware when I first installed on the Sabrent drive. You should only install this if your motherboard does not have a heat spreader or heat sinks. You can order heat sinks on Amazon, I believe, for around $10 or even more expensive. XPG also sells heat sinks on Amazon. I don't know how much they cost because I didn't look it up, but you can order aftermarket heat sinks if you need a heat sink on your SSD drive. But because this Alienware is a thin, somewhat thin gaming notebook, I don't think I could put a heat sink on here onto this XPG drive. Okay, so I'm going to slot this in right here. There's some little grooves, and you just slide it into there. It's kind of hard trying to do it with one arm, but there you go. You see that? It snapped into place. And now it's lined up to where it needs to get screwed on. And then we're going to put this on. Okay, I had to put that part of the video off camera because those two screws are very tricky. And remember, I'm just holding the camera. I'm not on tripod. So they are back on into place. Now it's time to put the back cover back on. We will test out this hard drive and complete my S21 Ultra versus the S23 Ultra camera in DaVinci Resolve. Okay, now comes the big moment. We're going to find out if the installation went well. And it logged me in. It's not reading the other hard drive. It might need me to format the drive. So I'm going to go to here to System and then Storage, and then go here to Advanced Storage Settings, and then check out Disk and Volumes probably. So here's Disk 1. And then see, there's Disk 2, NVMe 1.86 terabyte unallocated, as you guys can see. So here We're gonna have to go to create volume where it says unallocated. I tap that, create volume, boom, new volume, label, XPG, S70. Drive letter, it has it as D, file system NTFS, and size is right there. Let's format it. What's advanced? Okay, never mind. Let's just format. Boom. And that was fast. Did it get formatted? Let's go check again. And there it is. So that is pretty much how we do it. Let's do a quick CrystalDisk test. Here is CrystalDisk mark, and as you guys can see right there, it says drive C. This is my C drive, the original drive that came with the Alienware. And I haven't tested it out in a while, so we're going to test this one out first for reference. And let's see what it says. Read is 6,000. It's still going. So this video don't take too long. I'm going to pause this part and then we'll come back when it completes. So here are the results. I believe it was faster before, but I don't know if this is the same crystal mark. Let's go to our other drive. Let's go to D drive. There we go. And redo the test. Okay, so right now it's saying 7,089. So it's much faster than my C drive that came with the Alienware, whatever that one was. I should have checked. And I'm going to stop it right here and then get back to you guys when it completes, so this thing don't take too long, this video. There you go. Read 7,095.44, and then the write is 6,607.98. I'm willing to accept that. It's a little bit faster than the advertised write speed, and it's a little slower on the read speed. But anything past 7,000, I'm pretty happy. It's a lot faster than my C drive that came with my Alienware, whatever that one is. So I'm looking over here, and that's what it says, KXG. So I'm going to go look that up and see what that is. And then here is the XPG. So I know that's A data, right? So I'm going to have to look that up. But we're going to run another CrystalDisk Mark 64, I believe. Okay, I doubt if it'll make any difference, but I got it plugged in. And we're going to rerun the test again, starting with the C drive. And if you hear a little bit of noise, that is not the Alienware. It's actually the fan right here that I got plugged in. I always have it on height, on full speed. And see, it ran up a little faster this time out. The first time it was, what, 6,100, and now it's 6,311. Okay, so I'm going to stop this and we'll get back to when it's completed. Okay, so here it is completed a few minutes later, and that is the score. Much faster than the first run, right? I don't know if plugging in the laptop makes a big difference. And I did find out that the C drive that came with the Alienware, this right here, NVMe Kioxia, is made by Toshiba. For Dell computers. And that's why you see it right there. Dell support and all the other stuff. So that's that. Let's go to the D drive. Boom. And do another one. Plugged in. And there it goes. 7,099. Okay, so I'm going to stop it right here and I'll get back to you guys when it completes. Okay, we just completed. And the read speed is a little bit faster, but the write speed is much slower this time out. Yeah, that's not good. I prefer a faster write speed than I would a read speed. But there you go. I'm going to put both scores up there for you guys to compare side by side, so you guys can check that out. And so far so good. I'm gonna try to complete my video now of the S21 versus the S23 Ultra cameras now in DaVinci Resolve. If you see that video posted soon, then you guys know I completed it and DaVinci Resolve is running well again. But also do some more benchmarks for you guys, even though I don't really think too much of benchmarks. I mean, it is an indicator, right, of how the performance is, but I usually go by real world. That's why I like to test out in real world, like how my workflow goes in DaVinci Resolve and things like that. But I will post up some other benchmarks for you guys. So here we are again. I just wanted to show you guys I finally completed this video of the S21 Ultra versus the S23 Ultra camera comparisons. And this is a over 23-minute long video. It completed it in right there 9 minutes and 39 seconds, but I had so many issues. This took me almost a full day to complete because I started late last evening, Saturday night, and then I just completed now Sunday, actually Monday early morning. And so it was a good thing I did buy the extra SSD NVMe drive from XPG, because as you can see here, the 2 terabyte drive for render cache on DaVinci Resolve took at least over 1 terabyte, right? See, now it says I have 845 gigs free of 1.86 terabytes, and so it still kept crashing even with the new 64 gigabytes of memory that I installed and the new 2 terabyte NVMe SSD hard drive. Now if we go here to cache clip, you can see what that says, but see, that says 1.01 terabyte of cache clip. That's from DaVinci Resolve with the render cache. And all these clips right here, all of these clips right here are all these clips that I had to render in place, because after it kept crashing, I kept doing a Google search and checking out the forums and why it would be doing that, and someone had suggested to render the videos in place first so that GPU and DaVinci Resolve doesn't have a hard time exporting the video. So what you do, like if you go to, let's go back to DaVinci right here in the editor, I would like click a clip, and this is actually the whole clip, because, and then you go here to render in place, and then you click that and you pick the file format that you wanted to render in place to. I'm not going to do it right now because I already did that. And let's go back to the folder. So here in the folder, these are all the clips that were rendered in place, as you can see. And I even had to split the video into parts. So the really hard part right here, it says camera comparisons. I split it up with the other video parts that were easier to export or render. So the hardest part to render, that I don't know if it was kicking my NVIDIA GPU card or the DaVinci software, was trying to render the 200 megapixels and 108 megapixel clips respectively. So here I am in my C drive with the original clips in YouTube. I had a separate audio folder, which all I did was to make the audio consistent as far as that goes. I had to record the audio with my Sony camera, and then here are the clips for the video on YouTube, and then here are all my S23 Ultra pics, and then the S21 Ultra pics right there. And here's the cache clip on DaVinci Resolve for my C drive that I have to probably clear now. I had to also export and save the video just in case. So yeah, I'm probably gonna have to well, since I'm done with the project, I'm for sure going to delete all these so I'll have more room for the next time out. But that is crazy how much, as you can see again, 845 gigabytes free of 1.86 of how much render cache DaVinci Resolve uses. And I love DaVinci Resolve, but on this part of DaVinci, I hate it. I really do. I almost got to the point where I was gonna uninstall and reinstall DaVinci Resolve, but then I ended up not doing it. What I ended up finally doing, besides doing this, well, before I did any of this and split up the clips, I actually downloaded right there DaVinci Studio 18.5B. That's the beta version 2 right there. And that's what I installed to get it going. I had a feeling it wouldn't try to work, or it wouldn't work even if I uninstalled and reinstalled DaVinci Resolve. Latest, like public studio version is 18.1.4, as you guys can see right there. And I ended up installing that 18.5 beta version 2. And so here are all the extra clips and the camera comparison clip. This one is a master video, master MP4 video clip that I added into the final product. When I do my export for DaVinci, as you guys can see right here, I usually do it on this for YouTube because I figure that would be the one best that'll be optimized for YouTube, both to upload to YouTube and how it looks in YouTube, right? How it plays, how it looks in YouTube. And it's all in 4K because I recorded it. I recorded all these clips in 4K. That's also the resolution I did. So yeah, that is that. So now that this project is done, you guys will probably already see it even before I post this video. And now I'm going to start doing some benchmarks again with the new SSD drive and the new memory, the new RAM. So there'll probably be a part 3 on this upgrading my Alienware. As far as the SSD drive goes, you guys have seen it runs fast. It has like 7,000 read speeds, over 6,600 write speeds, as you guys saw in those CrystalDisk Mark tests that we did, that I ran earlier. But the RAM is the main thing. Like if I go here to Alienware Command Center and go to Fusion, and you can see right there, remember the RAM that I bought and installed here, the 64 gigs, the 232 gigabyte sticks of Crucial memory is DDR5 5200 megahertz, and the fastest it gets to is 4800 megahertz, even when I use the overclock feature. And when I rendered this video, it was only in balance mode, and I thought it was going to crash because it started off pretty slow. And I know it's probably something I'm going to have to go to in BIOS, but I did a Google search to go to find out how to make it run at its optimal speed, but I got nothing so far. Someone suggested to go into the Alienware BIOS, which I did, and to go to memory timings or memory settings. But the new Alienware BIOS, the latest revision or firmware update of the BIOS, doesn't even have that. It only has like a performance section, and under performance section it only has ways to overclock the CPU and not the I don't even know if it lets you overclock the GPU, but it only lets you overclock the CPU and not the RAM. And if I go, let's go to home page and see right there, I already have a setting for overclock. But even with the overclock and everything else, like overclock 1 and overclock 2, the RAM will still at most go to that 4800 megahertz instead of the rated 5200 megahertz from Crucial. So if you guys know anything on that and how to go about getting it to its optimal 5200 megahertz speed, please let me know in the comments section. So that is that for now. Stay tuned for some synthetic benchmarks, I guess, in part 3 of my Alienware M15 R7 upgrade. Until then, guys, thank you guys all for watching. If you've been informed and entertained, please like and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram at The Workout Geek for all my latest happenings and great workout tips. Links in the description to the XPG SSD drive and the Crucial memory, if you guys are interested in those and want to find out more. They cost you nothing extra if you do decide to purchase them. but you will be helping out my channel so that I can make more videos. Until then, guys, take care, stay safe, stay healthy, and have a wonderful day.